You listened to him on the KVJ show for years. Every time he tried to talk sports, he'd get shut down. After years of begging, we finally gave in. Brought to you by Bremen Motor Cars in West Palm and Jupiter. A world-class experience. Visit BremenBMW.com. And by Wellington Anti-Aging. Low T? Go to WellingtonAntiAging.com. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.
3 seconds to go. Throws up the floater.
Yeah, it was freaking awesome. But were people going a little too overboard with the GOAT stuff with LeBron?
Knee-jerk reactions.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, it was like all of a sudden it was just, LeBron is the greatest of all time. Don't even try to tell me, man. Just read my Twitter feed on Sunday. It was just like, oh, my gosh, okay. No, I don't want to take a thing away from LeBron because that was absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
But every time he does something, man, it just fires it back up again. People just can't get away from it.
I think it sure helps that he's the only one doing anything.
You're right.
On that
yeah,
team.
you're not. Well, because it shows you how reactionary that whole GOAT talk is. Because it comes back up again whenever LeBron has one of those buzzer beaters. And you're right. Jordan's not doing it anymore. If Jordan had something, we'd ping pong back and forth. And it'd be like, oh, look, Jordan's the GOAT.
Right, he would go back and forth.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I
Oh.
changed my mind.
Wait a second.
That's really what it is. I mean, that's how it goes every single time. There is an interesting stat, though, and I was thinking about that, too, because I'm like, okay, when you see Michael Jordan footage, it's always that, that one fadeaway that he has, or the game where he had that fever of
Greg Elu
100,
shot,
112,
yeah.
where he had a 112
That's
degree
right.
fever.
It's gone up a degree every year
It
as
has.
we move on.
Yes, he's
Yeah.
at 112 degrees now. His fever was
Eventually,
112
he's going to
degrees.
be the exact temperature as the surface of the sun.
He was actually on fire as he was
He
playing
is
the
the
game.
human torch.
Played through it. It's the
Yes.
best.
But you see that, and I'm thinking, okay, when LeBron's career is over, and we're talking 20 years after his career, that shot that we saw on Saturday night, that game winner, is that going to be one of the shots that you just always see? What are those shots, the iconic shots from LeBron James's career that you're going to see time and time again? And where does he stack up? Because I'm like, well, I remember 2 buzzer beaters I always see from Jordan. They always seem to pull those up. But how many did he have? I saw this stat about the buzzer beaters. They say that LeBron James is the only player over the last 15 postseasons with multiple buzzer beaters in a single season. He's got 2 this postseason, 1 shy of MJ's career playoff total. Now, total, Michael Jordan's got 3, and I keep seeing the 2, so I'm not sure what the third one is. But he's got 3. LeBron already has 5 playoff buzzer beaters.
He's done it a few times, man.
So he's already got a better highlight package than MJ's got.
Yeah, but the buzzer beaters from Michael Jordan, though, were they worth something? Like, did they win the game to move on to another?
They were, yeah. They were buzzer
big
beaters
ones.
in the playoffs. These are playoff buzzer beaters.
Yeah, okay,
so
but
these are all...
He's shooting a buzzer beater to win Game 2 against the Raptors.
Well, technically it was game 3. But I see what you're trying to say.
Well, what was the other one? The other one was what? Game 2 against the Raptors? I mean, it's
Yeah,
Oh,
and
the other one,
were,
yeah, it was the
what were
Pacers.
MJ's?
Pacers,
what were
that's
MJ's? What were his wins?
Well, the ones
Game
we
7s?
Yeah, the ones we remember is a shot on
Yeah.
Elo against the Cavs. That wasn't the championship round. I think it was like the second round. And then you have the shot against the Jazz in 98.
but that was to put him away, though.
Yes, that was game 6 for the title.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember watching that one. That was 20 years ago? Good gosh, we're old. I just realized that was 20 years ago, that shot against the Jazz.
Speak for yourself, Grandpa.
All right.
So even though LeBron has got more than MJ, you got to go with Jordan because he's got more powerful, meaningful buzzer beaters.
I'm not saying that. That's Ricky's opinion. Me and him disagree on this.
Yeah, you.
What else is
Yeah.
new?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. No, look, man, I've seen a lot from LeBron James, and I do remember, watching a lot of Michael Jordan growing up. So we're in a unique position where, guys in our age group can actually have the conversation on who had the better career, because we're living through this one now, and we remember watching Jordan. It's not out of the realm of possibility for me that LeBron ends up being above Jordan at that point.
And is that
At the end.
Is that shot that he had on Saturday more meaningful because it's off the glass?
It was so nice.
I mean, it was a beautiful shot.
It was such a nice shot.
It's a buzzer beater.
But it didn't
playoffs.
mean anything.
It did
though.
mean something.
No,
Like,
you can't say it didn't mean
didn't
anything.
mean something.
Playoffs.
When it's the playoffs, it does
Yeah.
mean
Game-
something. You can't
But
say it
it's
doesn't
like-
mean
yeah,
anything.
It's not like, but it's not like it was Game 7.
It doesn't matter.
It wasn't like it was
No.
for the Eastern Conference
It's not
Championship.
like you're
to go to
facing
the fin-
elimination.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, it was just a shot. It
You
was a
can't-
really good shot. It's a very good, well-timed, well-shot shot.
Okay,
But-
so let's say right now you are down and you've got one or two guys. You're the coach, baby. You call it. Who takes the shot? LeBron or MJ? Your final shot.
Ooh.
It's buzzer beater. You're facing elimination. It's game. It's game
That's
7.
the best decision I'd ever have to make as a
Yeah,
coach
right?
ever. Who's going to get the ball?
Who
LeBron
gets
or
it?
MJ?
Who do you like better?
Well, you gave us that
Who's more
stat.
clutch?
If I'm the
LeBron's
coach-
got more experience. I give the ball to LeBron. LeBron's got
This is why
5.
we can't have this conversation. Are we talking about basketball in the 90s or are we talking about basketball now?
We're
I
talking
love-
about right now.
Right now?
Please don't
then
bring
it
up
would be
hand
LeBron.
checks. Just don't bring up hand checks.
No, but then it would be LeBron because
Okay.
the game's different now.
Okay.
If it was in the 90s, I would put MJ.
Okay.
Because the game was different then.
Well, LeBron loves it. He says, "Give me the ball."
Tie game, down 1, or whatever the case may be. I live for those moments.
Yeah, he does. I give it to him.
Hey, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Well, listen, we're not going to
Like,
give it to.
this argument, it can't happen. It's not. It doesn't. Not. It's a nonsensical argument.
Listen,
about the LeBron argument.
Whether we want to
MJ.
or not, the argument happens because every time he hits a
that-
game-winning
okay,
shot,
I think this is the way you could be able to do it. You can say who had a better career. I think that's. But to say who's
have to wait.
better at the game is hard to tell. That's. I
Okay.
think, I think that's.
That's
I
what
think
that's
pretty
what the debate
reasonable.
is.
It's
Yeah, but
pretty
you're going to see it
reasonable.
every single time this happens.
Right.
It's the first thing, and it was to a point. I'm like, all right, every single tweet was go, go, go. And I'm
everybody.
like, oh
It's
my
the
gosh.
knee-jerk reaction is too much.
It
Just
is.
because he hits a game. Look, it's awesome. It's great. He's the best in the world and has been for a while now. Currently. I'm not talking about ever. I'm not going to have that discussion until
Yeah.
he's done. But it's just so much knee-jerk reaction. Just calm down, everybody. It's awesome, but my goodness, calm down.
Is it too little to pat Kevin Love on the back the last couple of games? You saying?
He's played
Okay.
well.
I mean,
Okay.
he showed up for once.
I mean, can we say, he threw in a little bit
Yeah,
because
what-
obviously
it took you like
they're
3
taking a
years.
lot of shit. I mean, it got so bad they got shaded on SNL.
They did.
You know,
the rest of them.
right?
Nothing gonna stop LeBron James. Everybody knows about LeBron.
But don't forget about us.
The other Cavaliers. Every time LeBron makes a free throw, I'm right there with that high five like, there you go, LeBron. I hold LeBron's 3rd and 4th cell phone.
I'm 53 years old. I have 7 kids, and 2 of them are also on the couch.
Our point guard is a Roomba. We're the other Cleveland Cavaliers. So we all just want to say, thanks, LeBron. Thanks, LeBron. Thanks, Bron.
Thanks, LeBron.
And hey, sorry, man.
That was funny. It was good. Our point guard is a Roomba.
It's pretty true, though. I mean, like, it's people don't pay attention to who the hell else is on that team. All they care about is LeBron. It's got to be really tough. I think that's part of the reason why they're saying it's hard for someone like Kyrie Irving to play with LeBron is because the dichotomy that's created from his superstarness alone
Yeah.
is kind of tough to be around because everybody's just paying attention to what he's doing.
Is it tough to be around, or would you say that sometimes LeBron pushes away other superstars?
Oh, 100% pushing
Yeah.
away other superstars.
Okay.
Because
He didn't do it for the
he's
Heat.
Huh?
He didn't push away the superstars.
but
for the
you
He
know,
Heat.
didn't
but-
earn it. No, but there was nothing to
Yeah,
earn at that point in
because
time.
that was D Wade's
Yes.
D Wade's team.
Yeah.
And I think that was the different dynamic with LeBron James on the Heat than LeBron on the Cavs. That's his town. That's his team.
Yeah.
You know, when you come in, it's like I will always be the alpha dog, just so you know that.
Yeah.
And I think everyone knows that.
Yeah,
And it's said or it's understood.
And that makes sense because with Kyrie, is like it was Kyrie's team, but before it was Kyrie's team, it was Bron's team, and then when Bron came back, it became Bron's team again.
It did. He got. and
But
he-
anywhere he goes is going to be his team. I think Miami was the one that was the outlier, and he also hadn't won a championship at that point.
Okay, let's say that we see LeBron somewhere else next year. Is that going to become LeBron's team if he goes to Philadelphia? If
Yes.
you want that will become his team.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think there's any strong-willed person that's going to be able to be on that team that was
And Ben Simmons say, "Take the throne,
yeah,
O King."
Yeah.
Okay, we bow to you.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
we
so.
bow to you.
I mean, if he went to Golden State, maybe not. That's probably still Steph's team.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. I
Because
think that one's different. Yeah.
because like Kevin Durant
Well,
came
what
in
if he
to
goes to
become Kevin's
Houston?
team. Oh,
Houston,
well,
that's
I don't
tough.
know.
I don't think he walks right in there and becomes LeBron's
No,
team.
not with Chris Paul and Harden. Now, Chris Paul's a different story because they're such good friends outside of basketball.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
He could say, I'll take a step back for you personally, but Harden's not the guy that's going to step back because he left OKC for that reason. He wanted to be the guy.
Yeah, I don't think that's always necessarily the case that LeBron's just going to get handed the team. Depends upon where he is and what's going on.
Okay, I think
and that might affect where he goes next year.
I think maybe there's, 2 teams that wouldn't happen to if you went back to Miami when Dwayne was still there and Houston.
We named the only two.
I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Everyone else is like, where are we going to go? You're going to take the team away from Ricky Rubio if you go back to you go to Jazz?
Yeah.
Give me a break. I mean, there's no real. I think this is a big issue with the NBA right now is that there's not a whole lot of superstars. There's a lot of stars, not a whole lot of superstars.
Yeah, and just to let you know the superstar power, I thought this when I saw LeBron walking into the game. You see he had a Seagram 7 hat on. I'm like, well, there's no way LeBron drinks Seagram 7. Or at least not enough that he would be wearing that. I'm like, I don't know what this deal is, how they work this out, but I'm like, I was just thinking right away, I'm like, how much is that worth to Seagram 7? Darren Rovell actually put a number on it, $1.94 million.
Oh, my Lord.
Just for him wearing that.
Yeah. Yeah, when you look at the product placement on TV, online, social media, that was worth $1.94 million for Seagram 7.
That's insane.
LeBron just wearing that cap.
And you know what? Kids are going out there buying Seagram 7 stuff now and everything like that. They're like, they don't even know what the hell Seagram 7 is.
No, they have no idea.
Yeah.
It's the new cool thing to wear. I'm going to walk
exactly.
in with the Seagram 7's hat tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be that. We'll talk some more NBA playoffs coming up here in just a bit. Brad Stevens, continued genius. The 76ers ever want to win? Do they got to get rid of their coach? We'll talk about that as well.
Come on.
I don't know. I don't know, man. And how about them Yankees, dude? Dominance, and I'm going to shine a bright light on the Miami Marlins.
Again?
Woo-hoo! Again, coming up next.
Get Kevin's other show whenever the hell you want on YouTube and at 640thehurricane.com.
I bring it when I can. I'm not sure how often we'll be able to do this, so I'm going to do it now.
Do it, man. Feels good.
Some more shining positivity.
Wow.
The state of the Miami Marlins. Because I need this as much as any Marlins fan out there. Because it's been very doom and gloom.
Yeah.
And you got to say, okay, I really want a realistic state. Now, am I going to go buy a ticket and sit in the stadium? No.
Not a chance in hell.
No.
It's too far away.
Yeah. I'm still a little too butthurt right now to go do anything like that.
That's fair.
You still sit there on your TV and bounce between reruns of Friends and that. I mean, like it's you can't even pay attention fully at your house.
I'm where I am right now. I'm at Twitter highlights.
Yeah. You're not even subjecting your television to that.
No, I'm not really leaving the game on. I mean, it might be on a side TV, but Twitter highlights is about where I am right now.
You got the old PNP picture.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
But here we go. Marlins won their 4th straight series.
Wow.
So it was against the Reds.
It's getting miraculous.
The Reds are 8-26.
That's not a good record.
It's a god awful record. I mean, it's Cincinnati. It's just,
are we talking dynasty yet? I mean,
It's close.
I want to
Lewis
look at
Brinson, baby.
I want to look at a couple positives. Now, here is one thing I didn't even think about this, but I'm like, going, okay, put a little perspective on this. Last year we have Yelich and Giancarlo Stanton. Ozuna, all these guys that
the Bang brothers.
Yeah, I mean, you're just looking at that outfield and all these people that we're missing. You know what I think is interesting? If you look at this date, last year, the Marlins had 13 wins. You look at the date this year, the Marlins have 13 wins.
Amazing.
Wow.
Okay.
Amazing.
It's not that much different of a team than it was last year when everybody's like going, oh, we can't get rid. Okay, so
maybe it's just morale.
Are we seeing some genius of Jeter? I mean,
that's it.
And they started off atrocious.
Yeah.
Keep in mind how badly the Marlins started off, and they've scraped back to 13-20. Mm-hmm. Still not awesome. Now they were 13-17 this time last year, so they had a better record because of the losses. But yeah, they played more games. Yeah. That's really all it is. There are some bright spots. Real Muto reached base 4 times, scored twice for the Marlins in the game. He's had like a 12-game hit streak going on.
Nice.
So I mean, that's good. Brinson, who was atrocious for a while. What was he hitting? Like
it wasn't good.
Double digits, something like that?
It wasn't good.
In the last 8 games, he's hitting 286. He's got like 3 RBIs and only 4 Ks. So he's turning it around a little bit.
That's my boy right there.
So there's some bright spots. But I think the headline is the Marlins have today the same amount of wins they had exactly this time a year ago.
Hey.
So, and look at what they shaved off the payroll. Look at what they've got going on. They've got some good pitchers right now in the minors that are throwing out some good starts.
There's
saying,
a lot
okay.
of prospects in those trades.
Right, there is.
A lot of prospects. I think what people don't realize, too, is that the prospects are not like first year, second year, but like they're like third year, fourth year, some of them prospects.
They're about right.
Ready to start coming up to. They could rebuild the entire team with some of these prospects.
Maybe a year away. So the state of the Miami Marlins franchise arguably is either in the same place or possibly even more rosy today than it was a year ago.
I wouldn't get too
All hail
positive
Derek
too
Jeter.
quick.
Okay, I know.
All hail Derek
That's
Jeter.
right. Derek Jeter's a
The
genius.
man who fired Billy the Marlin.
My favorite owner, Derek Jeter, is amazing.
He got rid of the creature race.
Billy was getting kind of old, I got to say.
Jeez, though. I mean, the guy was ruthless.
Yeah.
He was walking in there and shooting people with paintballs, saying they were fired like it was a entourage.
It was pretty bad.
When
It
you got
was
an
horrible.
unproductive franchise, though, sometimes you got to go in. You got to make those tough decisions. You got to
guess
turn
so.
a town against you.
Yikes.
What does he care?
He doesn't. He doesn't at all.
No, he's collecting
He's got
money.
more money than God.
doing
He doesn't
great.
care.
Yankees, his old team, looking pretty solid.
Hmm.
In fact, they're matching up. They're getting ready to face off against the Red Sox, and the Red Sox have been red hot. Still one game ahead of the Yankees, but there's a lot of positives for the Yankees. Giancarlo Stanton isn't necessarily one of them, but he's not in the
not
tournament.
really, no.
Yeah.
I mean, he's averaged out. It's not like
Yeah.
he's,
No, he's
yeah.
definitely coming to his own, but I mean,
Yeah.
he's not really,
Yeah.
I mean, he's
doing
not hitting-
anything worthwhile.
not hitting 2 home runs a game or anything like that, but he's doing fine. He's better than he was.
He's not leading the team, but he doesn't have to. I mean, they've got
This is true.
They've got a lot of surprise guys. I don't know if you want to say who's the biggest surprise on the Yankees right now. I mean, Didi, I think, was a pleasant surprise, just how he's launched up this season. But did you see this walk-off from this Torres Glaber, 21-year-old, 144-day Torres Glaber, the youngest Yankee since at least 1908 to hit a walk-off home run?
Gosh,
Wow.
It's a crazy old-ass stat.
that's a very it's crazy. I mean,
They had to dust that one off.
who was on
Yeah.
the team in 1908? I gotta look this up. That's amazing.
we won't recognize any of the names.
Nope.
That's pre-Babe.
They're all going to be really
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, it wasn't even Babe Ruth.
No,
like
it's
that's
pre-Babe.
before Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Is that Pickles McDitton? Whatever that was.
Pickles Dillhofer.
Pickles Dillhofer.
You can't forget
was
Pickles
he?
Dillhofer.
I never remember.
Yeah, this kid's hitting 327.
Oh.
in 15 games since getting called up. And the Yankees won 15 of the last 16, crushing opponents. The pitching's looking pretty solid. And then they get ready for the Red Sox in the Bronx.
Wow.
So,
Hey, man, you never
That's
know.
going to be a lot of fun, man. That series, 3-game series in the Bronx starting tomorrow. 1 game behind Boston. These teams could very conceivably have both of them 100 wins by the end of the season going into the playoffs together.
that's
That's crazy.
They got one massive fight already under the belt, right?
Yes, that's
yeah,
right.
that's why it's so great. And the people need, like, that's the type of thing that would get people to tune in. Rivalries.
Somebody's getting plunked in this game one, right? I mean,
Oh.
doesn't somebody owe somebody?
I'm pretty sure.
Does it
Who-
happen
who
right in
owes
game
what?
one?
The old crappy MLB hidden rule book.
Yeah, no, I think somebody's getting plunked. I can't remember what the score is
Yeah,
on who gets what and whatever, but yeah, somebody's getting a plunking.
The first series was too early in the season. This is still too early in the season. but
You know what the heck, man?
I do have a couple of updates on the Yankees 1908 roster.
He's got to be good.
There's no way I know one name.
There was a guy named Irish McElvin.
Sounds made up.
I swear.
Irish McElvin. Huh?
Yes, there was a guy named Irish. There was someone named Queenie O'Rourke.
Oh.
So there was a couple of those names. They were solid, man. Age 24, Queenie O'Rourke played 34 games in 1908.
Okay.
Looked good.
All right.
How
Yeah,
many
he was
games were
good.
there in 1908?
That's all right. Don't worry about that. He had 25 hits on the season. Queenie.
Was it still 248,000 games per season?
no, that
Because then
wasn't.
that's pretty useless.
I mean,
Queenie.
this is, yeah,
Okay.
good old Queenie. So this is the first time since Queenie, an Irish.
Yeah, you don't throw those names out during your broadcast. Somebody's not doing their prep.
Going back to 1908.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Queenie Bapplebottom.
Did anybody see the Yadier Molina hit?
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, he took a foul tip off the Nards at 102 miles an hour.
Oh, I did see that. Isn't he going in for surgery now?
yeah,
That's rough.
Ooh,
I mean,
man.
you
right
know,
in the twig
you
and berries.
when you got to get a surgery on your
Yeah.
Nards. Oh my gosh, dude,
That's
not
worst
good.
case scenario type stuff.
Not good.
gosh.
Don't they
100
wear a cup?
Yeah, but sometimes you get like it's a weird thing. I had
hits
one.
and bounces?
Yeah, when I was catching one time, it bounced up and hit like up underneath.
Oh,
Oh,
and
man.
it's the worst thing ever. And then sometimes I don't know what
the
it is.
landing space.
It's like maybe I don't know, like maybe one breaks loose, and it's just I don't know.
All right,
Oh, no, stop. Really? Stop.
Anybody else getting that weird like
stop.
odd ache and yeah.
You start moving around a little bit now as you're listening. Just itching around. Now, maybe if Slow Joe Doyle was pitching.
Are you still talking about 1908?
He is.
Friggin' Yankees.
There was a guy named Slow Joe Doyle who was on that roster.
Was his fastball 60 miles an hour?
I don't know who threw faster, him
He
or
sent it there on a bus.
Hippo Vaughn. Hippo Vaughn was another
Those are
one.
all like legit names.
Yes,
huh? 1908. They need
That's
to go
amazing.
back to that. Okay.
He was a pitcher and his name was Slow Joe.
They need to do a 1908 nicknames night.
That'd be great.
Everybody needs to get a 1908 Pickles McDoyle type nickname. Yeah. Coming up here in a couple minutes, going to be talking about the coaches in the Celtics 76ers series. One seems to be cementing their legacy. One might be needing to pack their bags. We'll discuss if they should coming up next.
It's Derek Jeter's favorite sports show, just like Derek Jeter is Florida's favorite owner. Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.
Well, I don't know who is getting more butt kissing on Twitter Sunday. Was it LeBron James talking about that shot he had Saturday night, or was it the game that went down with the Celtics in that amazing inbounds play?
Oh, there was so much butt kissing for Ricky's boy, Brad Stevens.
Oh, my gosh.
Talk
It was
about knee-jerk reactions. They were making this guy out to be the next Red Auerbach over there. My goodness gracious.
Dude, he is.
It was, I mean, everybody, even like Kobe Bryant, I was reading him. Kobe Bryant did a write-up, and he said he used Philly's aggressiveness and youth against him.
Yeah.
He's able to look at the game and make adjustments on the fly. He's a great coach, man.
Dude is a friggin' genius. And I said this. You know what? I need to start marking down when I say these things to you, Diener, because you always dog me on it. I said, watch. Brett Brown is not going to be able to do the job he needs to. Brad Stevens is going to outcoach him, and Brett Brown will be in trouble. Probably, most likely, get fired after the season because of the way he handles Brad Stevens.
Yeah, it's making him look bad, and people are starting to pile on. Even Ricky Bobby's favorite, Stephen A. Smith, was jumping all over this.
This is the first time in my professional career coaching, covering the NBA, that I've seen a coach lose all 3 games in a playoff series.
Okay.
Well, are you buying that, though?
Yes! I told you that before the series started that was going to happen.
I mean, because you have to remember, Stephen A. Smith speaks in hyperbole.
Yeah, but
like, that's how he talks.
But
No, I get that.
He hit that clip. That's a much longer clip, and he really broke it down in one instance after another.
I just can't stand his friggin' voice. I wasn't.
Yeah,
I
I
just
hear
gave
you.
you that part, and then we just.
It was like, I can't hear him
you couldn't
anymore.
cut anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely
But
not.
no, he does. He goes, one point after another, and it's hard to argue that. Okay, it's not legit.
I mean, it's fair, I guess, when it comes down to it. Listen, I understand. I'm not going to argue here that Brad Stevens is out-coaching Brett Brown. That's not an argument at this point.
Exactly, because he is, and you're just tired of being wrong.
But at the same time, you're really going to blame all 3 losses on the coach? I mean, the players are out there playing. They have to execute at some point.
And if there's anything that saves Brett Brown a little bit, it's some of the stats. Like, if you look a little bit deeper into it, the Sixers missed 14 shots within 4 feet of the basket.
Yeah, that's not good.
I mean, come on, man.
I'll give you that.
So,
It's
I mean,
not-
and that's execution. That is not on Brett Brown. So
Right.
if you make some of those shots in a close game, it's not even a situation.
And that's what I'm saying. Why do we have to dog on Brett Brown? Why can't we just say, you know what, Brad Stevens, you're doing an amazing job. You are about to sweep Philly. I mean, Philly might win 1 game in Philly tonight, but you're
Maybe.
essentially going to win this series in 4 or 5 games without your 2 best players. Why can't we just say that? Why does it have to be Brett Brown as a bum?
Because I think when you look at those situations that pairs one mind against the other and you break it down, he's making them look silly in those head-to-head, this is a mental game right here situation. And that's where I think Brett Brown looks bad. And I think if you're front office of the Philadelphia 76ers, who are like, we've got some really great young talent. And we can see right here in this series what's going to happen the next time they go up against him. And next year, he gets his big stars back.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Right.
saying.
He's doing this without and saying, look, this is going to be our one chance to do this. If
This
we
is-
can't do it now, when are we going to do this?
that better even proves my point is that Brett Brown is working at high capacity. He's working with Ben Simmons and Joel
Yeah.
Embiid, and Brad Stevens is doing this with a rookie and his two big stars, two
Yeah.
big players, Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward, both not there.
Yeah.
It's a huge testament to the enormous amount of coaching skills that this kid has. And when I say kid, he's like 36.
No, yeah, he's young. And I get it when, Stephen A. went off, like you said, he named like a myriad of reasons why Brett Brown is the worst thing
in
that ever
exact
happened.
specific situations.
Right. It was these different situations about Ben Simmons inbounding the ball. I get that. Might be a bad coaching decision. But again, the execution of Game 3, when they inbound the ball to Al Horford, so was it tie the game or take a 1-point lead, whatever it was before overtime.
Yeah.
That's execution, man. That's not Brett Brown saying, you know what, guys, stay away from the rim. Nobody guard the rim. That's just the players not doing the right thing. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair.
You're just a Brett Brown apologist.
No,
that's
I'm
all.
not. I love the way he
100% are.
talks, but
He talks like a mafioso.
he does. I love
It
it.
was just a bad night for Philadelphia. And then they freaking released the confetti too early.
Stop. I can't believe that.
Which it was kind of funny because in Philadelphia, where they did not win, they're releasing confetti. And then I was looking like at the Warriors game where they had, and there was no. I'm like going, they put the confetti in the wrong place.
Yeah, some places
pretty
put
sad.
Yeah, some places do the confetti, some places don't.
Don't you do confetti when you win the series?
You
I
know
mean,
what?
doesn't that
I
seem...
thought that same thing too, and I remember it was a couple years ago when the Knicks were doing pretty well and they were going against Miami. We were in New York. We beat Miami and they released confetti. And
That's
it was the only
right.
game. It was the only game he won in
too
that
much,
series.
yeah.
And I was like, wow, we look really stupid.
Yeah,
Really
you don't release
stupid.
confetti after a win. It's a win in a playoff series. I remember that when the Knicks did that, they killed him down here for that.
Yeah, it just doesn't
it was-
seem like
it was pretty
the right
bad.
move.
No, it wasn't.
And what was the best thing about it is, like you said, they didn't even win the game. They did it when they were going to overtime. That's how happy they were. They were just still alive to be able to win. That was
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah, who's behind that button?
They actually, I saw that because somebody quickly outed this guy, and they found him
Oh, my
on social
Lord.
media. There was a photo. I can't remember what he had
How
on
did
his
they
shirt.
find out who it was?
It was something so stupid. I don't know.
Was it Slow Joe Doyle? Did he make it come back? And he
Slow
was
Joe Doyle? No.
No, it wasn't him.
I don't think it was anybody from the
Yeah, no,
1908 Yankees.
this guy's probably gonna get death threats and stuff now. You curse them.
But for real, how do you find out who the guy is up there that's releasing the confetti? Where does that information come from?
Yeah.
Technology
amazing.
is a beautiful thing.
Guess he had a look, man. Well, did you guys watch the Kentucky Derby on Saturday?
I did.
Not at all.
All right.
Not
Yeah.
1 second of it.
I saw like the 2 minutes, and it's like, yeah, okay, cool, and I went back to drinking. So that was about it.
I just drank straight through the whole damn thing.
Okay, so you
I figured I'd come in today and you'd tell me who won.
All right, so here's the thing. Well, it was Justify, and he was, it was nice. He was the favorite.
Yeah.
It's who I picked. I didn't have any money on it. It was just,
What
I'm
was
watching it.
Justify?
Said that was the name of the horse.
Oh, my bad.
Stop.
Justified.
Yes.
I think this is only the 4th or 5th race. The horse started racing in February or something like that. I didn't
Yeah, it
realize.
actually broke the Apollo's curse, which was a curse that's been around since 18 something
been a long time.
of a 3-year-old racing in the race where they didn't race as a 2-year-old as
Right.
well, and it's only been done one other time by a horse named Apollo.
Okay.
I mean,
all
this
right.
curse is older than the curse of the Bambino.
Yes.
a long
wow.
time.
I think it's
Okay.
the oldest sports curse in history,
Really? All right. Well,
and it's broken now.
it is broken.
So now, literally, you have nothing to watch.
Yeah,
Triple Crown just happened.
right.
Apollo's curse. That's the only thing they were holding on to. Now that's it.
I couldn't believe the one thing I saw was right after the horse won. I look up and there's that Bob Baffert, the only guy I know in horse racing. Because I'm like, when does he not win? He's like the mafioso of horse
Yep.
racing.
Yeah.
That silver fox, and his hair has been silver for 35 years.
it's been a long. I was just
He
about to
hasn't
say
aged.
that he hasn't aged. Right? Why
I
does
don't
he
know
look
what-
the same?
But yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what he's dipping himself in.
He, sleeps in formaldehyde.
I don't know what's going on with this Bob Baffert guy, but I don't trust him.
Yeah. You're too young for too long.
Yeah.
He's putting
You're an alien.
Yeah.
He might be, or he's just putting stem cells in his meal. I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
what this guy's doing.
Dude, that's
he
a
looks the
very,
same.
Very popular thing. I mean, he goes to some Western Indies
I'm telling
or
you.
something like that and drinks the blood of a virgin. Or,
Yeah.
I mean, this weird
Whatever
things
works.
rich people do, man.
If this Justify wins the Preakness, it's going to be Bob Baffert's 14th Triple Crown race win. It'll be tied for most all time.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Did he own the last Triple Crown? American Pharaoh?
No, he did not. I forget which trainer it was, but it wasn't Bob Baffert.
Is the person that owned that horse now dead?
They might,
That could be where he gets
stole
all
his soul.
He
They
stole
die,
his soul.
then he takes their
Yeah, he's
energy
like,
and
you will
continues
not
to
win.
live."
I will steal your soul.
Yeah.
So did either of you see Johnny Weir's outfit then? Am I the only one who saw that?
Was
out
that
of
the
three of us?
jockey?
No, he
Yeah,
was.
who the hell's Johnny Weir?
Okay, so now I just feel stupid. Johnny Weir is the guy. Did you watch the
You
Olympics
are
at all?
throwing out. He's throwing out he's throwing out the 1908 Yankees and like.
No,
he's-
this is an actual guy.
He's going through
alive.
like horse racing.
Listen, man.
Yeah, I got Bob Baffert. And that's it, man.
at least I knew about Apollo's curse or whatever.
Yeah.
like that.
Did either of you? No, I was impressive. I didn't know you knew that. Did either of you see the Olympics
No.
at all? No.
Nah,
Okay.
I didn't
I
really
didn't
watch
watch
too
a
much.
second of it.
Okay.
Sorry, man.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
My point is dead. Just look it up.
And
Type
next,
in,
we're going to talk about wrestling.
please. That's my wheelhouse.
People in sports you don't know or care about. Did you see that woman in Texas? $18 wager. She picked all 5 in the right order and won $1.2 million.
Stupid.
That's insane.
How do you... She's got a time machine.
The owners won $1.4 million. She won just $200,000 less than the people who owned that horse. Justify.
That's insane.
$18. That's crazy.
No, it shouldn't happen. It's not allowed.
What the hell is that?
I'm showing
What
Ricky
are you showing me?
a picture of Johnny Weir right now in his outfit at the Kentucky Derby.
I'm not totally sure what I'm looking at. Can we please? I must bounce out of this segment.
Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, Chris Carter said, yeah, he is a jerk and one of the worst people to be a teammate of in the NFL. We'll let you know who he's talking about coming up next.
You can tell his wife. Just don't tell those other guys. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.
He's a total D. One of the worst teammates in the NFL.
Nice.
Just some of the comments that I heard, and people were not real happy with Ben Roethlisberger's response on a Pittsburgh radio station on Friday to the pick of Mason Rudolph in the 3rd round. And I'm a Steelers guy, so I knew how much tension and drama there was at the end of last season with Ben, and it just really sounded like he was done, like he's not coming back. And he kind of does this game every single year. And Steelers fans pretty much know that they don't have anything backing them up, and they haven't for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody that you would like be cool.
Well, they had Mike Vick for a little bit there. That was fun.
1 year.
Yeah, that was fun.
But, I mean, it was the very last year of Michael Vick, and you're like, okay.
Oh, believe me, no, it was not the very last year of Michael Vick. We had him for 2 years before that. Those were also the last
Oh,
years
yeah, I
of Michael
remember
Vick.
that. Forgot about that.
Yeah, it was just, you felt like the tread was going to rip off the tire. If you
Yeah,
got
oh,
out
no,
there.
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, there was
He
nothing.
left half the tread back in New York.
Yeah, there was just nothing left on that. And so, okay, if you're the Steelers, what else are you going to do?
You have to have a quarterback. You have to have somebody back there.
And you're like, okay, I mean, he plays this game with us every single year.
Yeah.
So Ben Roethlisberger on Friday goes on this radio show and says, I was surprised they took a quarterback because I thought maybe in the 3rd round you could get some really good players that can help this team win now. He said nothing against Mason. I think he's a really great player, but he's saying, look, I mean, I'm going to be around 3 to 5 more years. You're like going, oh, well, that's nice for you to tell us now. Why all of a sudden did this happen? You never made that kind of revelation until we finally have somebody that could be a legit person to come in and inherit your throne one day.
Yeah. It's not like we can break off a finger of Ben Roethlisberger and go grow another one. Like, I mean,
Exactly.
they need to draft a quarterback eventually.
And this happens all the time, right? I mean, all the
He's
time,
an
but
old
we've seen
crotchety
it.
boob.
I mean, is it just Roethlisberger, though? Because Brett Favre did this to Aaron Rodgers, right? He kind of gave him the cold shoulder. We've seen this.
I think Brett saw what was coming, though.
Yeah, but I think probably the issue for Ben is the history of Ben Roethlisberger, the problems that have happened. They just, he pushed out an offensive coordinator after this last year, and the fact that he verbalized it.
Yeah.
You can do all your passive-aggressive stuff that you want, be like, oh, no, of course I'm here for him, whatever. But, I mean, Ben basically just came out and even made this comment about Mason Rudolph, and he said, look, if he asks me a question, I might just have to point to the playbook. Basically say kind of like, you're on your own, kid.
Oh, my God. What a petty bastard.
Yeah, like
That's
he's
what
not
I'm
even
saying.
going to mentor him. He's not going to help him. He's like, you're on your own, man. That's not my job. My job is not to be here to mentor you. My job is to go out there and win for me.
Get over and
this team.
Commit rape.
Here's what Chris Carter had to say today on TV about Ben Roethlisberger.
You're getting ready to find out. If you're not covering the National Football League, Ben Roethlisberger is a jerk. He's been a jerk. He's been a crybaby. He's been petty for a long, long time. So this is not new information to me.
Chris Carter's in the know. Can we not bury what Ricky just said, by the way, before that clip? My gosh.
I still don't like him. That's why.
Yeah, no, there's still people that,
Yeah.
They don't. I mean,
I give him zero credit.
That allegation still hangs over.
Whatever did happen to that, though, in all honesty,
No,
it just
what
kind of
happened
disappeared.
to it?
It just got buried.
What happened is that he kept winning.
Oh,
That's what happened to it. So we're not going to address that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, was it a payout or what? I mean, that's
know.
what happens with a lot of these cases. You know, they're front and center for so long, and you hear about them, and then they just, in a weird way, they go away, and you're like going, okay, well, is the person, are they saying, no, look, there's nothing there to the trial? I mean, to me, I think the same thing with Kobe.
Right?
That's another sticky one.
But
at least that went to trial. I mean, at least that was something that was found.
and it was kind of a big thing. But then you're like, years later, you're like, yeah, wait a minute, whatever happened with that? How should I feel about this player?
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing about Ben Roethlisberger, and we're talking about two different issues here. I mean, sexual assault and then just being a jerky teammate, which I think that's been a lot more established than whatever that inconclusive thing was that happened in court there with him.
Has this been known for a long time? I feel like we haven't known this, that Roethlisberger is a jerk. I mean, is he a jerk and we just didn't realize it?
I think this last year it's really kind of come out. I don't know if he's getting old and crotchety, but what was going on with Todd Haley was kind of the deal. And the other thing that Chris Carter had talked about was just they had the one play in the playoffs where it was like, they had him spike the ball and he's like, there was confusion, and he put that right on Mike Tomlin. So he's not the kind of guy that he's going to, put somebody on blast, but don't other players. So maybe, Chris Carter's got a little bit of a grudge, but I think everybody took this the wrong way. And my question is, should you? I mean, if you are a quarterback like Brett Favre, like Ben Roethlisberger, is that part of your job, what you get paid to do, to come in and try to coach up the other guys, especially if they might come in and possibly end your career a year or two early? Because
I don't think it's part of your job.
I can't believe Aaron Rodgers didn't, and I think Aaron Rodgers' availability and the fact he was sitting there and they knew how capable he was, that did get Brett Favre out of there. And Brett Favre was not ready to leave, obviously, because he went on to your Jets, and continued to play. He was not ready to go. And if he had his choice, he would have loved to have walked out a Packer, but he didn't have that choice because you had Aaron Rodgers behind him. And maybe Ben Roethlisberger is looking at this situation,
seeing the same thing,
saying, okay, am I going to pull a Brett Favre? I'm going to work with this kid, get this kid ready to play, and then they're going to have me leave the Steelers a year or two before I want to. He's saying he wants to play 3 to 5 years. So is he a jerk if he's not mentoring him? It's just, hey, who would want to do that?
I mean, I understand where he's coming from because it's his job, but I mean...
And he's been a Steeler his whole career, like Brett Favre was a Packer.
I mean, even more recently, look what happened with Alex Smith. I mean, Alex Smith was balling for the 49ers. He gets hurt. Kaepernick comes in.
Yeah.
Loses his starting position. Has to go to another team.
So is Roethlisberger such a big D for not wanting to take Mason Rudolph under his wing? Come on, kid. I'm going to get you already.
Yeah, I think it's a fine line. I mean, look, the NFL, it's the ultimate competition, right? You're fighting for your job every year. And now Roethlisberger, who hasn't had to fight for his job in a long time, now finds himself feeling that pressure, right? Maybe feels a little bit heat. So I don't think you have to be like a 100% jerk like apparently he's going to be, where he's just going to give him the cold shoulder and say, figure it out for yourself.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there is some point where you have to say, okay, I do have to look out for myself here a little bit, because if I do want to stick around playing, I'm not going to tell him all my secrets just yet. Maybe I'll answer some of his questions. He doesn't have to be a complete jerk.
I mean, he's acting like he's got the missile codes. Like, I mean, it's football, man. Everybody's playing the same damn sport.
I get it, but he's figured it out. He knows the offense. He knows how to make things tick in that.
Yeah. People really hammered
franchise.
Roethlisberger on this, and I think it's because of the baggage we just talked about. Not necessarily this being a one-off, because I think you could make a case saying, okay, do I really have to be, I mean, is that part of my job description to tutor up the next guy that could take my job?
I mean, to be fair, it's not.
Yeah.
He has every right to say.
Don't we have a quarterback's coach for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that really my job?
Be a good teammate, you jackass.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. At least be a nice guy.
Isn't the whole point supposed to be like you're part of a team, a team effort?
And I think the big thing, you can feel it. It's natural to feel it. You're human to probably feel that way, but you don't say it.
Right, and that's another thing, too.
Don't say it.
Ricky's got a good point. I hate saying that, but he does. They're on the same team. If Roethlisberger does get injured, which has happened before, you still want your team to win, don't you?
Yeah.
Or do you now feel like, you know what, I hope he fails so they see that I'm the guy?
Yeah, as a Steelers fan, wouldn't you be slighted if he didn't teach this kid anything and then he got hurt and then this kid knew nothing and wound up losing the rest of your games?
Right, exactly, because you want him to win 2, 3, 4 games, whatever, while you're out, so that hopefully you still got the playoffs at the end when you come back.
Yeah, so, I mean, don't be an ass.
Yeah. There's another story that I want to give a quick little bit of lip service to because he's a South Florida guy that went to the U. His name is Mike James. He's an NFL running back. First player in history to file a therapeutic use exemption for cannabis, seeking exemption to use the medical marijuana for pain management. Brilliant. Now, so far, they've come back to him and said, nope, not going to do it. But he's making that case saying, you gave me the opioids. I wound up with a problem. This is what you're saying is okay. I wound up myself treating with medical marijuana, got rid of the pain, kicked the addiction to the opioids. It's a much better thing.
Wow.
What's up, NFL? Why aren't you giving these guys medical marijuana? Why are we so on this opioid thing?
It's not going to pass, but I hope it sets some type of precedent to where other guys try to do this.
I hope more people jump on and they start getting to the bottom of why the NFL is so big into pushing opioids onto their players.
You know what, dude? This is another thing they should kneel for. Go kneel for it. See how it changes. You know how much money, once they started kneeling, how much money the NFL donated to organizations like Black Lives Matter and stuff like that? They donated millions and millions of dollars because it was a huge PR nightmare for them.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't they protest about this too?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's horrible police violence and everything like that, but how about the opioid crisis that's going on in America? And not only that, the opioids you're giving to your players.
Yeah.
You are basically giving them a death sentence.
They're saying this is what you need to take. Medical marijuana, absolutely not.
No. Yeah.
And they continue to say that. And the big question is
give the opioids, yes, because that's what's good for you, and you're going to last longer that way. Oh, by the way, also ram your head into other men, and we're never going to be able to pay you for that. Why don't we do that too? Why don't we just give them razor blades while we're out there?
Yep. All right. You got any comments? You can always get through to us. Check out our Twitter, Kevin's Other Show. Also, you can get the podcast. You can get the YouTube show as well, Kevin's Other Show. Check it out.
You listened to him on the KVJ show for years. Every time he tried to talk sports, he'd get shut down. After years of begging, we finally gave in. Brought to you by Wellington Anti-Aging. Low T? Go to WellingtonAntiAging.com. And by Bremen Motor Cars in West Palm Beach. A world-class experience. Shop BremenPorsche.com now. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.